Hello Capricorn friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Capricorn May 2022 Astrology Must-Knows Horoscope Forecast. Definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com. That's the interface for all the free goodies I make for you each month. If you are watching on YouTube, you can click on the little more button with the arrow to the bottom right of the video to reveal the notes to see that link in case you forget it by the end of the video. If you are one of my podcast listeners, you can look at the notes underneath the video and you can find the links there. I am celebrating, as of a couple of days before I'm recording this video, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you so much for that. I'm so delighted to be able to support you all, and I really appreciate your support as well. This is for you if Capricorn is your sun, or your moon, or your rising, or any other Cap placement that you have. This is part of your astrological picture, and if you are a late degree Cap, so we'll say, let's see, January 15th through the rest of the sign or 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest that you additionally listen to or watch my Aquarius report because you late degree people will benefit from both. Okay, I have late degree and early degree Cap placements myself and kind of everywhere in between. So I'm with you. I have my Venus and my moon in Capricorn and other things there. So when I'm talking to you guys, I'm also talking to myself, which definitely adds more oomph to the information. So what do we have going on this month? A lot of must-knows. We again have almost double the sweet aspects compared to the salty. This is a great blessing. It's not everything, but it is something, and we will take what we can get. When the planets are in accord and getting along, it tends to give a general climate of the cosmos, and it is beautiful. So there are less bumps and more yays. The next big must know, and we'll go into more details about this later, is that we do have a lunar eclipse this month. We do have 25 degrees of Scorpio on May 16th. I will tell you right now, this is in a favorable angle for Capricorns. So is the one on April 30th, which is that Taurus one, which we talk about in the April report. Both of the eclipses, this whole eclipse cycle from the end of 2021 through the middle of 2023 are all in a beautiful aspect for you. So the odds that wonderful changes, positive outcomes, big, beautiful, bright hellos, the endings of things that you've been trying to work on transitioning out of are all very likely to come to you, and you could find yourself at a major crossroads of manifestation of things that you've wanted for a really long time. So we'll go into the details of what that can look like, but I just wanted to let you know right from the beginning that this month is full of that, and we are in the heat of eclipse season, so look out, old life. There are probably changes coming. Next big must know is that we have Mercury going into retrograde. So this beautiful open window that we had from the beginning of March through around April 27th, which was time to go, do, make your plans, have your clarity, have your certainty, have things all clicking and make your big purchases and all of this stuff. Now we're starting to drift into retrograde, introspective, retrospective mode. The visual here is the tides are coming in. You are on the shore. If you're trying to get your boat out to sea, you want to do that in March or April. If you're trying to get your boat ready to go out to sea, you want to be right there on the beach with the tides coming in May and the first half of June. Okay, so this is a time to make your repairs, make your edits, do things closer to home, leave space in your schedule, because things are likely to change and any plans you make will be called into question. And it's a time to leave yourself as unscheduled as possible, because one of the great things about Mercury retrograde and this month is you can leave room for unexpected magic. And if you don't schedule yourself too much, you might actually be able to say yes to some of those surprise things that come in for you, okay? Last minute trip, hey, you want to come here, or events or something like that are going to be much more favored than trying to hold something planned. And if you make a plan, do yourself a favor and say, it's tentative, because that will save you the drama and stress if you wind up having to cancel or it gets called into question. We will return to our big push out around June 19th. June 19th through August 21st is our last big open window for all that clarity and pushing out and making plans and buying the big things without having to, have the uncertainty and the short-term nature of things. Because then we're going to have Mars go into retrograde and the shadow period start in September. We're going to have Mercury go into retrograde again. So just kind of, keep these dates in mind so that you can follow this flow and align your actions with these rhythms, okay? And if you don't have my book already, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe, you can walk into any major bookseller and it's probably on the shelf. I know it is at all the Barnes & Nobles in the country, all the Books A Million. You can order it online. You can get it from indie bookstores. This has details about the rhythms going in and the rhythms going out and the retrogrades and what to do and the checklists of questions to ask before you make your decisions. So if you don't have that book already, you can pick that up and it will really help you with these cycles. So while the April 27th through June 18th is the sit in your web and let things come to you time, the official retrograde is May 10th through June 3rd. Okay? Now, the next big must know is we've got a lot of Pisces energy. This makes people very, very busy if you're a Capricorn because it's activating the third house. And the third house is the house of Gemini, which means mobility, running around, going to do things, lots of social interactions, busy, chatting, communicating, traveling, is very, very, very busy. Do remember Mercury's in retrograde. And if you haven't watched my Mercury retrograde video, it can be very helpful. Some people think you shouldn't travel during Mercury retrograde, and that's not true. There are just caveats to it, things to look out for, and flexible travel and last minute travel can sometimes be better than planned or very, black and white dates and things that have to go a certain way. Okay, so the lingering Pisces energies brings still 60-degree angles for Capricorn, which means opportunities. So look for some continued opportunities with your relatives, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. You might see some things come up there, have news from them, or have ways to connect. Also, there could be something going on as far as your transportation or writing projects. So this is a favorable angle. There are so many things that are favorable for Capricorn at this time, and you still have continued blessings here. We are going to have the shift slowly over the month into the Aries energies, okay? So Venus is going to go through the whole sign of Aries from May 3rd through the 28th. Mars is going to leave the beautiful angle with Capricorn and get into Aries May 25th through July 5th. And then Jupiter is going to leave Pisces and it's going to go into Aries. So what this means for Capricorn is pressure time. Fortunately, Capricorns handle pressure supremely well, some of the best energies of the zodiac to manage pressure. And sometimes we actually thrive under pressure, okay? Not to say that we shouldn't practice stress management and take care of ourselves, but Capricorn people generally tend to be less scared when I say pressure than other people do. Now, if you are an overburdened Capricorn, you might shake in your boots saying, oh no, more pressure. But the type of pressure that could come could be the type of pressure that helps you to restructure things in your life to make it more manageable. Okay, so all of this can be a very positive thing, and it's definitely nothing to fear. A lot of this energy is going to center around home and family, which I'm going to go into in a lot of detail later, so I'm not going to go into much now. But just to know that home, family, real estate is being supremely activated and you will be feeling pressures there. But pressures can mean things need attention. But hey, you get the things done and then they're done and you're happy. Could mean that it's a big time for someone in your family and you help them through and you get to show up for them and that's cool, right? But the pressure will be on and you will be busy tending to things in your home and family environment. Okay, so let's talk about the eclipse and then we'll go on to all of the crazy Jupiter stuff that we have going on at this time. The lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Scorpio on May 16th will have its effects far before and far after that date, right? Lunar eclipses tend to have us say goodbye to something, have an ending, have a completion. But again, since this is in a nice angle for you, I'm hoping that this is something positive. Now, you do have more placements than just your Capricorn placement, so that aspect could be making a challenged angle to somewhere else in your chart that we don't know about, but strictly from your Capricorn placement, this is another 60-degree angle. Remember that 60-degree angles, the ones that the Pisces planets are making, the ones that this eclipse is making, are opportunity angles. It can bring sweet blessings and options, but if you don't activate one of the options or do something with the opportunities, you have your ingredients that are on the counter rotting there and not being made into a pie. Okay, so this is a time where you have to be looking for opportunities and taking them. Even though it's in a retrograde, just know that the plans may change, the agreements may change, what you're doing might be shorter term than you think, but it doesn't mean that you can't say yes to some things that come in, and you will likely have to say yes. So what are the areas that are going to be activated by this eclipse? First and foremost, for all signs, Scorpio. This has to do with money. Money, investments, shared money, spousal money, inheritances, life planning, death planning as far as finances go. This can have to do with paying off debt, paying off loans, acquiring loans. All of those have extra blessings for you at this time because of this beautiful angle. Now, while all of you can have the chance for blessings, and do hear that because we do have quite a bit of activity that's favoring later degree placements at this time. But as I'm speaking about that, I don't want you who are not in that division to feel left out because the magic is available for everyone. It just might tie in more closely or specifically if you're in a late degree. So if you've got 20 degrees through the rest of the sign as a placement, so that's going to be maybe around January 10th through the rest of the sign, we'll say. All right. The closer to January 15th you are, so the closer to 25 degrees you are, the more of a direct kiss you're going to get for your Capricorn placements. Now, if you don't know what degrees you have and you want to go deeper, yay. That is what I love. And any person that I can get to say, hey, yeah, let me go deeper, I can help you with that. Besides what I share in the reports, you can go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter, get the welcome letter, and it will give you instructions on how to access the software to run your birth chart. So you can do that, then come back and listen, and you'll know what degrees you're in so you can use this in deeper ways, okay? So the extra blessings come for you late degree people. Now, for every Capricorn, I suggest that you watch my Eclipses in Scorpio video. You can search organically Annie Botticelli Eclipses in Scorpio. You can do that in a YouTube search. It might be easier to find. Or you can find all of my Eclipse videos that I'm going to list for you on the Eclipse playlist on my Annie Botticelli YouTube homepage, okay? Because this eclipse is happening for all Capricorn placements in the 11th house of Aquarius. So search for eclipses in Aquarius or 11th house, and that is going to show up for you. So what does it mean? Opportunities with acquaintances, new friendships, enhancing your friendships, your community, creating communities, online business, anything having to do with networking, or anything having to do with inventions or patents or trademarks, anything having to do with getting your business online. Somebody can play a key role for you here. So this also is very social type of energy. So new groups and new communities and circles could be on hand for you, and this could be very fulfilling because you could be connecting with people who are passionate about the same things you are, and you can lend your talents to a group which can show up in a big way. Or you can just see some of your friends more or talk to them more and have some positive advancements in the friendship department. Since Mercury is in retrograde, people from the past might factor in more key than new people, but there's definitely still room for new contacts. Okay, so now let's talk about the crazy stuff going on with Jupiter. So basically Jupiter, we've got a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction that's in effect from March through May. It's strongest April 8th through 12th, but here we are in May and it's still in effect. So I want to mention it. I'm not going to go into too many details about this, except to say I do have a video on this that is very popular and very informative, okay? So search for Annie Botticelli Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. You can also find it on my homepage under Astrology playlist. I think it's actually might be featured there as well. And everyone has a chance. Everyone in the zodiac, every Cap has a chance to have goodies from this. But you will feel this more strongly if you are a very late degree person. I told you that these late people, right, are going to have more of this. So the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction is going to be at 23 degrees of Pisces. This is making a 60-degree angle or a very favorable angle for all Cap placements, but at closer to 23 degrees you are, the more it'll likely hit home. So anyone from 18 degrees through 28 degrees, the closer to 23 degrees, the more this will give you positive boosts And that really relates to like January 8th through 18th, the closer to around January 13th, the more you have blessings there. Now we've got another beautiful aspect to add here, and this is Jupiter-Pluto, May 1st through 5th. Super, well, it's rare. I mean, the Jupiter and Neptune one, we didn't have that happen in Pisces since 1856. And we have a similar story here. I go into all the dates and date ranges of when these happened before in the Jupiter sextile Pluto videos. You can search for Annie Botticelli, Jupiter sextile Pluto. And that's in effect from April through June, with the strongest time at the beginning of May. Okay, so beautiful blessings with the power center of our solar system, Pluto, and Jupiter, the great expander. And that is true for every placement, but that's going to be especially true for those of us who have placements near 28 degrees. Okay, so 28 degrees of Cap placements, my moon's at 29 degrees, so I know I'm going to be getting some stuff from this. So we'll say 23 degrees to the rest of the sign, so like January 13th through the rest of the sign. The closer you are to around the 18th of January, the more goodies you'll get from this, but definitely see the video for more info. Now we're going to talk about Jupiter and Aries. I'm going to give you the dates that it's going to be in Aries, and then we're going to talk about the key points of Jupiter and where it's going to be affecting you for this date range. Okay, so May 11th through October 28th, it will be in Aries. It will dip back from October 28th until around December 21st into the last couple of degrees of Pisces again. Those of you at the very, very end of the Capricorn birthdays, you'll get some extra kisses from that in that time frame as well. You've already gotten the kisses, but you'll get them again. And then we have it from December 21st through May 17th of 2023. All right, so what we're about to talk about here as far as the areas of life that are going to be accentuated and the types of outcomes that you can see, that's the date range that this is especially current for. Okay, so when we're looking at Jupiter moving through Cancer or the fourth house, we're going to combine the things that Jupiter rules, Jupiter key points, with the fourth house, the Cancer energies, and any of those additions, I always have our little plus sign and make this our mathematical equation, are potentials of how this can manifest. So in this period of time with this transit, the energies of home expansion are coming. Homes, housing, moves, sales, purchases, occupants, tenants, repairs, additions are all wanting to be expanded, and changes in your viewpoints on these topics, diversification in your real estate or home, anything having to do with a feeling of freedom, going big, all of these things want to come to this space. So for instance, if you're feeling crushed and crowded by city living, this transit may bring you out into the country. If you're feeling limited in a small town, Jupiter could bring you into the experience of a bustling city. So notice again this relative experience of freedom. Okay, it is a relative experience. Exactly what is expansive to you at any given time is, can be different. The energy of freedom is very, very, very relevant at this time. So if you've been feeling heaviness in your living situation, Jupiter can bring a shift. That could be better. So maybe someone who is stressing you out can move out of your house, making it easier or lighter. Or maybe your mortgage is so big that getting a roommate into the house is what gives you freedom, or renting it and, going to travel in your RV or whatever it is. Alternatively, it could be you moving into a bigger home that feels more expansive for you. So the energy wants to expand into that space. The fourth house also relates, and Cancer energies also relate to family, right? So you could increase your family size, either through your pregnancy or someone in your family, adoption, an in-law, one of your kids, has a partner, an increase in family size, a nephew, a niece, anything like that. It also rules things involving real estate and construction. Okay, so anything having to do with those kind of things, or working from home, or if your work is in the housing market, all of these things can be related. Your perspectives can be broadened. You can diversify. Again, just add all of this stuff to any of that stuff, and you have your potentials there. This energy is also the energy of childhood and the psychology of the adult that's based in experiences that were started in the childhood. So this can be a very productive time for deep inner work when you start to notice that all of those ways that your partner makes you feel, or the ways that your parents made you feel when you were little and you've never stopped feeling those emotions. You could have some big aha moments. Also big aha moments in ancestry or genealogy, finding relatives maybe that you didn't know you had. This psychology house. And the healing, a lot of healing can occur with family members, whether they're still in form or not. Many people will take an interest in their ancestry or reviving some family roots or heritage at this time. Cancer energy in this fourth house also relates to traditional mother energy. Now, take note that in this day and age, mother energy doesn't have to take the form of a female gender. It's just that maternal energy, whoever in your life is that. Sometimes it's actually, a mom, what we traditionally know as a mom. But it could be anybody, but an increase in something having to do with mom, you as a maternal figure, your relatives, your relationship with your mother, anything like that can definitely bring about what's going on. And back to the housing, anything like even home improvement or preparing for a sale or a purchase, those types of energies have a lot of fuel at this time. And remember to plant the seeds of the things that you want. And even if they're not manifesting now, the more seeds you plant now, the more they can grow over the next 12 years of the Jupiter cycle. Okay, so I've given you lots to work with to help you make the most of the energies this month and to help you understand the energetic patterns at work and play. And if you'd like more resources, I've got all of these here. You can additionally go to the little more button, the little arrow underneath the bottom right of the video. Click on that and all of the links that I'm giving you here will be clickable, right? So if you're looking for reading options, including a beautiful, very detailed 45-minute audio of your birth chart for $33 from my brilliant husband, you can find that at anniebclarity.com. You can go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. This is where you can access running a free birth chart. This is where you access my 28-day in-depth virtual coaching program called Shine for free. This is also where you'll find tons of blogs, and you get lots of other perks for being on my newsletter list. If you're looking for written horoscopes by me, always up a month early, you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com. If you haven't seen this site, go to it. It is so beautiful. We've got, me and my team have lots of amazing astrology-inspired blogs and healthy living blogs. We've got hypnosis for all the signs. We've got healing frequencies for all the signs. I've got the written horoscopes that I write. We have yoga for all the signs. So it's just a very beautiful, comprehensive site. If you're looking for free courses on how to manifest money and wellness, you can go to lumlife.com, my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, LUMLIFE. You can also find my astrology education courses here, including my behemoth of a master course called Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course, which you can fully utilize even if you don't want to be a professional astrologer, but it certainly will get you up to the level where you could be and show you how to make your business a success. And payment plans are available there too. Now, I've also got 2 books out and more on the way. Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe. You will find this on the bookshelves in all major booksellers, including all the Books A Million, all the Barnes & Nobles. It's right there on the shelf. Plus, you can get it on Amazon and through any independent bookseller. And you can find Radical Prayer on Amazon, and you can order it anywhere as well. So I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.